Let's take up some trends, and viewers, what I want to do is do a rapid fire of sorts before Rishi decides to.
I was going to say rapid because it's pretty cold out
here. Okay, so I'll try and take that one by one. What do you think of the future of fintech super apps, and do you think they will broad base into consumer financial forays and offer more to their customers?
So clearly the super app concept has really been proven incredibly well in China, right? Outside of China, the ability to actually cross all segments, I think you have got some examples, but broadly in large markets, you haven't had that. Whether they actually truly get there or not, I don't know. But will you have fintechs which are very meaningful parts of people's financial life? Yes. But all parts of their life? Question mark.
Okay. What sectors within the fintech space will continue to get money? Will lending be one of them, for example?
I mean, look, ultimately, as I say, if you look at just revenue and profitability across financial services, lending is such an essential part. If you look at probably the largest fintech to have gone public, Nubank, right? And you look at their portion of their business, which is lending related, it's 2/3 of the business plus minus, right? So I think so, yes.
Okay. What about the possibility of high valuation, large fintechs doing M&A with those who are weaker or are running out of cash?
So that logically should happen. I mean, again, OakNorth has bought some one small business. We've looked at multiple in that regard. I think in terms of businesses which haven't quite run out of runway yet, the realization on actually coming to a sensible valuation is hard. So we probably looked at 4 targets last year and we never got there.
Okay.
3 of them because of valuation, right? Because they did the sellers or the target, they just didn't adjust on value.
And maybe 2024 as it goes on could
may
change
come back.
Yeah. Okay. What's the impact of technology going to be? Because one of the things, and this is something that you must have observed all over the world, but within India, easier interface due to technology is actually leading to a greater level of mass utilization. And it's even in some ways overcoming the barriers of literacy, for example.
Which is amazing.
Will that technology trend continue to drive? And within that, are you in a position to talk about what will be the specific trends in technology that could lead to newer experiences this year?
So look, the most obvious one is, and it's a talk of a lot of what's going on in the agenda here in Davos is clearly the impact that LLMs have made, right, in terms of AI models, and how that changes the whole experience and therefore the ability to adopt. And if you think about that with speech, right, your point on literacy, I think that there's a long way to go.
Okay. Are you in a position to talk about any global experiences of fintechs converting into full-fledged banks? Because this is something that's being debated in India, and the banking regulator has a certain view, frameworks. It's just very recently come out with a framework for self-regulation. So we are still evolving, but what's the global experience in this?
So again, I come back to OakNorth, right? We had this, when we were planning the business, we had exactly this discussion, and we decided to become a full-fledged bank from day one. We got the 3rd new banking license in 150 years in the UK when we established ourselves. And I think that there's natural, like almost regulatory arbitrage, right, on not being a bank. But over time, if you become big and important enough, the fact that you should be regulated in a similar way is almost like a given, right? So our view was it's better to start there and build within that world from day one. So in terms of fintechs actually moving to be full-fledged banks, absolutely. And you've seen in the US with some fintechs already having acquired banks, right? So like SoFi, for example. And I think that trend continues.
But perhaps the Indian context will be different because our regulatory framework
is different.
My final question, what excites you personally this year in the space that you operate? That one thing that you think is going to be like a real game changer?
I'm a very excitable person, so I get excited by a lot. Look, I think for us very specifically, right, we've got a full product roadmap, right? So if we deliver a good portion of it, the experience that we're going to deliver for our customers is going to be dramatically improved from where it is today. And I'd argue today it's already significantly better than what they can get outside. So for us, it's delivering on that.